What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We've got a project outside we're gonna get started on. That's gonna be this feature for the vlog. We're gonna go out there and show you what it is. Just got back from the paint shop. It has about 50,000 miles. There's a few things on the front end that we just really didn't like, so we sent it off to get painted. So this is the project here. Don't mind the GT500. That's one that we just completed. So this is the CTS-V project that's going to be featured in this video. It's a 2017 car with 50,000 miles, very good customer of mine. The front end had a little bit of damage, some rock chips, stuff like that, so we sent it off and had it repainted. As always, our guys did an amazing job with the paint work. We've got some finishing to do, but after that it'll look great. So let's go ahead and get this thing pulled in and show you what's going on. All right, so the CTS-V project is inside. So the overall service goal for this one is basically a two-stage paint correction. We're aiming for 85 to 90% defect removal. The front end, you know, the bumper and the hood, again, did get repainted, so those shouldn't need too much work. After the paint correction, we're going to be doing a full wheels off cleaning. We're going to be doing a full front end S-Tech dyno shield paint protection film install. So full bumper, headlights, fog lights, full hood with the carbon scoops, full fenders, possibly the mirrors, depending on if we can get these to look good enough or not. We decided not to paint those, so we're going to see what we can do with some sanding. Again, you can see there's a lot of bug splatter and just overall, you know, tarnishing of the paint and the clear coat present. So we're going to see if we can sand those down and get those presentable and good enough to put clear on. If not, we might you know, do some testing with S-Tech's Dyno Black paint protection film and see how well it matches the black paint, which I think it will match very, very well. So as you can see, this thing has been beaten and battered. It's not in the best shape. There's a lot of swirls, water spots. A lot of the trim, you know, has water spots on it. Just overall a fairly unkept car. So we're going to see if we can bring this back to life. It's basically a minor restoration project. So we're going to see how much life we can pull back into this black paint and get it ready for our customer to be his daily driver. He has a Z06 that he uses for the weekends, and this is going to be his daily driver. So a lot of water spots back here. You can see in that overhead light. We'll get back with you guys when we're going to go wash this, get it decontaminated, start the test spot, and, you know, see where we can get with the paint and how much correction we can get, and we'll update you from there. But this is going to be a very fun project for a YouTube video. guys, we're back working on the paint correction on the CTS-V. Just wanted to show you what we got going on over here. So using a combination of Jessicar correction compound, Rupa's 21, with I believe this is Lake Country microfiber pad. It's getting exactly what we're sort of looking for. So here's our before. Lots of deep scratches, defects, some water spotting even. Just with one, sort of section pass, we've cleared all that up. Getting exactly what we're shooting for. There's a couple deep marks. There's one deep scratch going right along here, but the camera might not be able to pick up. That we're not going to shoot and go that deep. It's a pretty deep scratch, so we're going to leave some marks here and there and preserve some of the clear coat for the future. But we're going to get cracking on. This has some haze, so we're definitely going to have to go back and do a polishing step afterwards. But we're going to get cracking on the whole car and get this correction going and get it looking a lot better. The old factory installed PPF on the rocker panel. I just want to show the benefits of what this stuff can do and what it's protecting against over 50,000 miles that this car has driven. So it had the piece going all the way up to that body line, tucked into the edge, and then it's cut off right about here, and you can see the separation. Brand new, non-chipped paint. There's a little bit of adhesive since we just removed it, but this paint's virtually brand new, and everything else is completely tarnished. Now this will come back a little bit, we'll be able to get it glossier, but all these impacts, this is in the paint forever, and this won't come out. So it shows you how important PPF is, and we get questions all the time asking, PPF or coating. If you only have the option for one and you only have the budget for one, PPF all day. You can use products that you can buy yourself at home to make your car shiny and hydrophobic, but PPF is your #1 protection that should be on your car. a little bit of a surprise, but this is a line I've been trying to bring on for the last 6 months or so. G-Technic, we've used them in the past, great products, and we were in the process of getting accredited before this whole government and coronavirus shutdown, but somehow they're making it work and got us accredited. So now we're able to offer the warranty services with their products, and this is the little accreditation package that they send to all their dealers. So now we have access to Crystal Serum Ultra and the full G-Technic line, so can't wait to get using this, and we'll probably be using Crystal Serum Ultra and Exo on the CTS-V.
All right, so this is the second day of polishing the CTS-V. On Monday, we got most of the car compounded. We've got a couple areas like the rear of the trunk here, back bumper, and the rocker panels on both sides. So pretty much all the intricate lower areas. We're gonna get those compounded, give it a once over, give it a check over, make sure there's no scratches that we missed, anything that we think we need to get out. Then we're gonna move on to finish polishing. Hopefully we can get that done by end of today, maybe midday tomorrow, get all the polishing done on this. Then we'll be bringing it outside, give it a quick wash, get all this dust off, because you can see from compounding there's quite a bit of dust that accumulates on the surface from removing that much clear coat, and generally compounds are a bit dustier than polishes. So get that wash, bring it inside, and we'll continue on with the process. All right, so you can see back here, got quite a bit of defects, a lot of deep scratches. Generally on your bumpers, you're gonna have some pretty deep marks, but what we also have is a lot of water spotting. So this is just etched in water spots. You can't remove them. I can feel them on the surface. It's very rough. This is pretty common in Florida with our harsh water and sprinkler systems. It rains or it gets sprinkled on, and then 5 minutes later the sun comes out at 105 degrees and bakes it into your paint. So we will compound these out and see what we can get out and see what we can do from there. So as you can see, after our initial compound step, we've removed all those water spots. There's some very deep scratches still present. I'm not going to chase these. It is a bumper. You're not going to see them as much. And to chase those down, I'd be removing a lot of clear coat, and I'd have to most likely sand, especially being on this edge of the tow hook cover. Just not worth it, and pretty risky. But we've removed all those water spots, and it looks 1,000 times better. As you can see, there's haze. There's some compounding haze there, which is what we're looking for. We will go and refine this haze with our polishing step afterwards, but for now, all the defects are removed, and that's what we're looking for. So we finished up the compounding. We're moving on to the finished polish stage. You can see Joe over here is getting started on the roof. We're using some red Buff and Shine Eurocell pads. Probably my favorite finishing pad. Over the roof is yellow even. These finish out amazing. They last a really, really long time, especially on black cars. And then we're teaming that up with, of course. So nice, perfect finish. All right, we're finishing up the
polishing process, the refinement process on the CTS-V. It's going really smooth. Just car correcting compound finishes out great, so there's not a crazy amount of haze to take care of, but we're going through with the Buff and Shine red pad and superb finish, taking all that haze out, getting it, absolutely, as glossy and as deep as it can be. We're going for haze free. It's a jet black paint, so you don't want any, tick marks, you don't want any haze, you don't want any holograms, anything like that. So that's what we're going through, taking care of right now. Joe's actually finishing up lower part of the driver door. I think we've got some rockers and some other pieces to go. But the whole passenger side, the whole roof, the whole back side here is done. We even polished out the lower carbon there. It's looking pretty incredible. This paint's transformed completely. So it's not perfect. It's 50,000 miles. There's some scratches. There's some dings. There's some dents that are in the paint for good, but we've got the paint looking as good as we can. We actually had my dent guy, Mark Tucker, our dent guy, come out, and he took a dent out of the rear trunk and the driver door. I didn't get any footage of that. The battery was dead while he was here, but I'll overlay some clips right now of the before and after and of him working. So he went ahead and took care of those 2 dents that we found, customer approved of having those taken care of and removed. You're going through this big of a process, a couple $100s for 2 or 3 dents. It's worth it in the long run to make it look, as good as it can. But Joe's going through here and finishing up the lower door, getting that all refined out, making sure there's no haze, and it's looking, pretty incredible. So. All right, guys, we're back for another day. We're gonna get the CTS-V pulled outside, give it a wash, give the shop a really nice cleanup from all the dust from compounding, get all that cleaned up, do some mopping, stuff like that. Pull the car back onto the lift. We're gonna raise it up, and we're gonna do the wheels off service, coat the wheels, put the new caliper stickers on. That'll probably be it for today, and then we'll get on to the paint protection film in the next couple days here. The CTS-V is back onto the lift after it's rinsed. We're gonna put it up in the air, take the wheels off, and get them ceramic coated. Alright, so the customer noticed that these sort of V painted on V series badges were fading on the calipers, so we went ahead and printed some white decals, and we're gonna overlay those on just so that it looks a lot cleaner. Alright, so we're back with the CTS-V. We're getting started on the paint protection film. We're getting prepped ready for the film. So these fenders, a couple things that I want to remove. These grill inserts and sort of badge area here, I really want to try to take this out. Since this is an older car, there's going to be dirt behind here. It could fall out, and the pattern probably isn't the best around this area. So I'd prefer to remove it, wrap completely underneath there and behind it, and then put this back on. You'll never see it. So I couldn't find anything online, so I'm just going to take out the inner fender liner here and see if I can reach back there and figure out how it comes out. I'll update you with what I find. If not, worst case scenario, we're gonna have to just clean really well and use the pattern, blow out everything, blow out all the other edges so we can do a more custom wrap, but keep this area the same so that we can wrap around this without taking it out. So we'll see what happens, but we're gonna try to remove that. We've got the liner out, and back here, it's really hard to see. Not sure if the camera is even gonna be able to pick it up, but up there are clips, but unfortunately they're basically one-time use clips. You basically push them in and that's it. There's not really a way to remove them without breaking them, and it looks like someone's already broken one of them just putting it in on the bottom. So if we wanted to remove this, we'd basically have to buy a whole new one, and doesn't seem feasible. So we are gonna have to work around that and use the pattern. It is what it is. Sometimes that's what it's like. So we will do the best we can with working around this. All right, so the one thing we definitely will be removing is the carbon hood scoop. Just that allows us to wrap in there and not make the film visible. I've removed this one before. It's pretty easy. There's a bunch of Torx bolts, and then there's some clips behind there, and that pops right out through the top. So we'll get that removed so we can So we have the fender patterns for the CTS-V cut. Since we can't remove this side sort of vent and emblem plate, what we did is took our software designer's pattern and we took measurements of this area, and we basically shrunk down where we needed to make it fit a little bit tighter on how we want. So it should basically follow all those edges within a few millimeters rather than a quarter of an inch or something like they had it. From there, we basically took all outside edges and blew them out 1 inch. That way we can get a full custom wrap around all of the edges, so that we can wrap in between these two panels here. We can wrap and tuck into the headlight area. We can wrap and tuck into this gap here, and then easily wrap into all exterior edges basically. So this passenger fender is just freshly installed, but I want to show you where we're going to be a little different than other shops in terms of our paint protection film installations. So as you know, we did sort of a hybrid pattern on this one. So around here, this is wrapped as close to this grill as possible all the way through, within a few millimeters of that edge. Also, we're wrapping all of the exterior edges, so you can see these edges are sitting, drying, waiting to be wrapped over for full coverage. We're also able to get the film in between panels like this, so that you get full coverage and no corners or edges are seen. We're also going through and wrapping in between sort of the headlight areas here. As you can see, you can't tell that the film is even in there, and then the rest of this is still drying because it is a fresh install. We're also able to wrap in between panels like fender to bumper edges.
because this gap is so big, we're able to stuff the film in there. And as you can see, there's no line that will be visible. Generally the film's going to come up to about right here, and you're going to have a line going all the way across that over time will collect dirt. So as you can see here, this is one we did yesterday. It's holding down great and no edges. Also up here, you'll be able to see there's no notch out here on this corner. It's completely wrapped over. Same over here, completely wrapped. So there's no visible edge around this intricate area. So that's what we do here. We're gonna crack on, get the rest of the car, the front end. So you saw we got the hood and the front bumper installed with S-Tech Dyno Shield on the CTS-V here. We're going through, trimming it up, wrapping all the edges. I just wanted to show you something that's a little unique about this car. And I think I've only ever experienced it on GT3 RSs, GT2 RSs with the carbon hoods. So this one has a carbon hood. So it's a bit different to wrap. Normally you have an edge all the way on the inside that you can wrap to. If you can see on this one, it literally stops sort of right on the edge here. And then you have sort of the carbon skin, I guess, on the inside. So you can't, there's nothing to wrap completely over the edge. So you just have sort of this edge here, which is about, you know, 1/4 of an inch or so to wrap onto. So basically we're going through and wrapping everything up to that edge. And then we're gonna have to come through and basically sort of shave this off the edge so that it's right there on that edge and that it'll hold. And then we're gonna have to really heat that down to make sure that it stays over the long term. But we're gonna go through, get that all trimmed up, and then get moving on the rest of the film and trimming up the bumper as well. So like we said before, the mirrors have just a lot of basically bug etchings and impacts into the paint that couldn't be sanded out. So what we're gonna do is cover this in S-Tech's Dyno Black paint protection film. So here's the film here.
we're going to apply that to the mirror and cover all that up, and it matches, you know, 95% with the stock paint label. All right, so our customer decided to do some light tint on the taillights. Since the whole car is pretty much blacked out, like the overall theme, sort of black carbon and, you know, a little bit of silver here and there. These taillights really do sort of stand out and stick in your face, especially since they're so big. So we're going to be applying S-Tech's Dyno Shade. It's the lighter of their two tinted paint protection films, but this is an actual paint protection film. It's still 8 mils thick, and it's incredibly glossy, unlike, you know, traditional light films that are, you know, very orange peeled and sort of a lack of gloss. So you get the best of both worlds. You get a tint, and you also get protection film that is glossy, hydrophobic, and has a great warranty. So we just got a surprise shipment from the one and only Car Supplies Warehouse, Chicago Auto Pros. Let's see what is in this, because I didn't order this, and it's going to be interesting. Oh wow. Lots of microfiber madness. Okay, this must be something that they've added to their online store and wanted to get me some out to test. Chipmunk. Bunch of, there we go, Accreditation XL. Love these things. Tons of towels. Jared at Car Supplies Warehouse, we love you. You're amazing. If you guys want to check them out, it's a great store. You get shipping really fast. It's packed beautifully, like, you know, an obsessed person would like their stuff to be packed. Every time we get a shipment, it's in great quality. If you want to shop there, the link will be down in the description. Go check them out. It's a great great selection of products that they have, and we've really been using them a lot lately for our shipments and all the tools we use here at the shop. All right, guys, we're nearing completion. One of the last days here with the CTS-V. It's been here for like a week and a half, 2 weeks now. Since it got painted. It was here before that, so it's going to be nice to see it, you know, get out of here and get back to the owner. The owner's really excited to take it back. But you've seen we've got the full front end completed with the S-Tech Dyno Shield. We also did a little strip back there that I didn't film, where the OEM paint protection film was. Yesterday we went through again and did a final QC on the polishing to make sure that there was no defects that, you know, while we were rinsing it and drying it, that came about. You know, we might have, you know, put some little scratches in or something like that. Make sure there's no haze. So we just triple checked everything. And then this morning we're gonna go through and give it a full eraser wipe down, another prep wipe down after that, make sure the paint's completely clean. And then we're gonna give it a coat of ceramic coating. We're gonna be using a new product on this one. We're not using G-Technic. The guy decided to go with a more entry-level coating just to save a little bit of money. So we're doing an Australian brand that we've been trying out and testing out the last couple months, called NV Car Care. So we're going to be using their NV Pro coating. It's a 3+ year ceramic coating, and we really like it so far. Super glossy. If you're familiar with C-Quartz, it's sort of a C-Quartz competitor, but we like to say it's a little bit of a notch above, especially in their maintenance line. And their ceramic coatings, it's very competitive with C-Quartz and CarPro, but a little notch above in terms of quality and functionality. So we're gonna get this thing prepped up and we're gonna start the ceramic coating process. Here is the NV Pro coating. comes in a pretty unique sort of box configuration with everything you need. Applicators, enjoy the Nova coated lifestyle, microfiber towels or microfiber applicators, blocks, and you actually even get a towel underneath here. There's a wipe off towel. So super unique packaging. We've been liking these coatings lately. And they also have a consumer available NV Evo coating, so we will link them down below if you want to check them out for any of your coating needs. There's a new US distributor, so check them out. CTS-V is done. So it's been a long project. We've had this car for multiple weeks, but it's finally coming to an end. It's ready to go home. The Lamborghini Urus has taken its spot on the lift. This one's getting paint protection film and a couple other things. But the CTS-V is done. Right now it's actually raining, it's overcast out, so I'll overlay some clips right now of sort of a walk around and final video of the car, show you the overall transformation, how it looks now after the service, some close-ups of the PPF, and all sorts of things like that. But we went through and did a full paint correction, full decontamination, paint corrected the paint. We did a multi-stage paint correction. We got 85% of the defects out. There's still some scratches that are left over. There's still some etchings that actually ate through the paint, mostly on the roof and the trunk, that the paint's literally starting to fail and bubble up, that can't be fixed other than painting. And it's not really worth it to paint major areas like that. We did paint the bumper and the hood. That got paint protection film with S-Tech Dyno Shield. We did a full front end, so full fenders, full hood, the carbon vents in the hood, full bumper. We did not do the lower carbon on the bumper because he's actually going to be replacing that at some point. It's a aftermarket, something that someone put on aftermarket, and he's not really happy with it, so he's going to get an OEM one. We did the Dyno Black paint protection film on the mirrors to cover up the bug splatter and bug etchings. We replaced the paint protection film on the rockers. The wheels were removed. We cleaned and coated those as best we could. There's still some contamination on there that we really just couldn't get off. Whoever had this car before really didn't take the best care of it. They definitely didn't wash it often, and when they did, it looks like it was probably a drive-through car wash. After the paint protection film and the paint correction was complete, we did a 3-year professional NV car care ceramic coating on the full paintwork, so it's looking amazing. Super glossy. Really happy with how it turned out. Paint is in much better condition now than it was before. There's no swirling and scratching. The paint is super deep, glossy. It has a rich luster to it, whereas before it was very dull and scratched up. and just didn't give the true appearance of what the paint could look like. So now the paint is looking much better, and overall the car just cleaned up, corrected, coated. It's going to be so easy to maintain. It's going to be, relatively worry-free to drive. The owner can drive this to work every day. This is going to be his daily driver. He can drive this to work every day and know that whatever he faces on the highway driving to work, it's not going to be an issue for the paint protection film. And he knows that when he washes this car, it's going to be incredibly easy to do the ceramic coating on the paint, the wheels, and the glass. We also went through and we did a super deep clean on the interior. So the interior leather was looking a bit dingy after a couple years. So we completely cleaned and coated the interior leather surfaces and just did an overall interior cleaning, because the dealership that sold this to him just really didn't do full detail like they should. But other than that, we are incredibly happy with this car. The customer is going to come see it tomorrow morning. I can't wait to see his reaction. Super fun project to work on. I'm glad we had a lot of time to spend with it so we could get everything completely dialed in. So we're off to some new projects coming in the next few weeks. We'll try to get some more videos up. We're going to be pumping out more videos here in the near future. We're trying to get at least 2 up every month. So one every couple weeks. We got some cool projects coming, so hopefully we can get those all on the YouTube. If you haven't already, click the link down below, subscribe to our channel, click the bell, get notified of when we're uploading videos. We're going to try to make the videos as best we can, and we're going to try to keep them on a frequent basis. So other than that, links will be in the description of any products we used. Any techniques that you have questions about, shoot them in the comments, shoot us an email. If you need to, give us a call. Be happy to help you with your car. If you need help yourself working on it, or if you're in the area or you want to ship a car to us, I'm more than happy to help out. We'd love to work on it. We'd love to work with you. Love to help you out. So if you have anything like that, leave it in the description, give us a call, send us an email. Other than that, have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching.